What's up, guys? Alexis here with Smart Prop Trader. We took to social media to ask you, our followers, to send us some rapid fire questions for Blake, our CEO, and Ryan, our COO. So I sat down, threw them the questions, and here we are. So let's get into the video. Hey, Smart Prop Traders, Alexis here. I have Blake and Ryan with me. If you saw on social media, we asked you, our traders and our community, what kind of questions that you wanted to know from Blake and Ryan. So we pulled the top questions and we'll rapid fire style ask these questions. And if you love this video, if you love this style of interview, let us know and we will do more in the future. So let's get started. Question one, how do you see AI affecting retail traders and the prop firm industry over the next few years?
So there's definitely a lot of things that AI is doing for the prop trader themselves, such as making it easier to create trading robots and trading strategies by talking to tools such as ChatGPT. But from the owner's perspective, from what I'm doing, is we're also using AI to better be able to know who we can back, who we should back, who is better to be left alone, and all this kind of stuff by using this artificial intelligence technology, this machine learning. We're able to make the best decisions as possible, and we are being more profitable, which is why we're able to have such great prices and conditions to then give off to you guys, the traders.
Great. All right, question two. Will there be a possibility of increasing the daily loss?
So we have a tight daily loss for a very good reason. We have actually seen a dramatic change in the pass rate in the trader's favor when we lowered the pass rate from 5 to 4. We actually originally launched with the 5% originally, but traders were failing at a very high rate. So then we lowered it down to 4%, and that now we actually have one of the highest pass rates in the whole industry.
And I think that ties into the psychological aspect of trading. Um, that's my philosophy with it, anyways. I think that with a little bit lower of a daily loss, it focuses on more of a relaxed and consistent trader. Where when you have I've seen people say, "Well, let's have 10% or something." I mean, so then you have like some way excess percent to like just go punt a big trade or something, and then people end up failing the account. And like Blake mentioned, our stats, our numbers increase dramatically to the trader's benefit, where there's way more people passing challenges once we actually lowered it, which psychologically you don't that doesn't make sense, right? To people, people just automatically think, well, the higher is, the more is the better, and it's just not the case. It's statistically proven that it's not the case. So I have this conversation with traders all the time, and I think that a lot of times it makes sense and it gets through to them. And yeah, so I don't think we're never going to have these huge daily loss limits and things like that. It just doesn't make sense, and it's not the type of trader that we're looking for ultimately.
Bouncing off of what Ryan just said, on the other side of the thing, we do have the largest maximum total loss in the entire industry after scaling. So we actually have a max total drawdown up to 28%, provided that you are a funded trader that is being very consistent, is being able to get these 2% payouts per month consistently. And you will be rewarded up to 28% max loss, along with a much, much larger account, currently up to $2.5 million.
That's great. All right, moving on. Question three, do you plan on ever doing one-step evaluations?
Yes, we are very excited for our one step. It actually will be one of the most competitive in the industry. As a lot of people know, I've been in this industry for a very long time. I've seen basically all the prop firms that are out there, and I can say that the Smart Prop one step evaluation program will be one of, if not the most competitive one step in the entire industry.
And that ties into, I think, the way that we do things in terms of, I mean, even the way we built this firm, and we do everything the right way the first time. So we're not going to just throw something out there really quickly. We're planning it. So like when Blake said that it's going to be the best in the industry, it will have the best conditions out of anyone in the industry for 100% sure.
Amazing. All right. Question 4. What percentage of traders fail the challenges? And has that fallen or risen over time? Do you have a percentage you can lean on?
I will defer to Ryan for that one. He is kind of he is the chief of operations, and so he has more better grasp on those numbers.
Yeah, I think I mean I wouldn't give like I'm not going to give specific numbers, so I don't have them in front of me. So
Yeah.
that's something that I can certainly give to anybody. But I will tell you that, like Blake mentioned, we have one of the higher pass rates in the industry. We have a
Mhm.
very high rate of people that, relative to the industry, of the people that actually start a phase one and then become funded, and that has increased over time. You know, when you think of a prop firm, a lot of them, they're doing these different things that are in their best interest, and they're trying to lower that number, right? So the conditions that we put in place have actually increased it, and ironically, it's lowering the max draw or the daily draw that's actually increased it. So it's actually been a really good thing for our brand, and it's been a very, and particularly a good thing for traders. So, but and if anyone wants to like specific numbers, I'm happy to share that, and I think maybe I'll do a tweet that has those percentages.
Awesome. All right. Question 5. Will there ever be a 500K account?
So we definitely do want to listen to traders, and we do appreciate all the trader feedback that we have gotten thus far. For example, we listen to traders. We now have an 85% base split. That's not a promotion. That is our current normal by the base. We also have 12 uh, days once you are funded between payouts, which is lower than the industry standard. And this is all these exciting changes are all brought to you by the traders. And traders are now asking for larger accounts, and we are happy to provide. We will have some larger account options coming out very soon.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Question 6. What is the biggest challenge for a funded trader on the first day of their live account?
Yeah. So I think the biggest thing is to stay true to the strategy and be consistent even from day one. A lot of times people will follow a specific strategy through phase one, which gets them to phase two, and they'll follow the same strategy, gets them to the funded. And then all of a sudden your mind sets in, right? Wow, I have the potential to make $20,000 in a trade, and I can heavily leverage it up, and I can do that in one trade, and then I'll be done for the next 13 days until I get or the next 12 days until I get a payout. And that is a horrific mindset, and it leads to failure almost every time. My biggest advice as a funded trader first day is to follow the same strategy that got you to where you were, which is where you are, which is a funded account. Deviating from that strategy does nothing but harm, generally speaking.
Mhm.
I think bouncing off of that, if you are already proven with a strategy, why would you continue to mix it up and change up everything? Just stay with what you know to be successful, what just passed you on phase one and phase two.
Yeah, that's great advice. Question 7. What will you guys do to maintain a long-term relationship with your funded traders?
We are actually working on our own VIP program right now. We already have the best scaling in the industry, which is a big part of it. That's essentially a VIP program. But we want to add to that even further to reward our consistent
And I
traders
think
because we
bouncing
want
off
to
that,
have
just
this
in general
consistency among
speaking,
our top traders.
um, I try to maintain the same relationship with all levels, meaning phase one, phase two, funded competition, people that are just taking competition. My goal always is for every single person to have the same experience and the same level of customer service, the same level of response time, that type of thing. It doesn't matter to me if you're on phase one, two. Obviously, funded traders are very important to us, but one of the things that I really try to focus on is making sure that everybody has that same level of great experience, no matter where they're at in the process, even if they're just kind of trying to sample us out on a free trial. We answer a lot of support
Mhm.
tickets even on free trial accounts and explaining things to people and so on. So I think that's one thing that definitely differentiates us from other firms. Other firms will focus on segments where we prioritize, but we focus on all segments as well. So
This was a heavily asked question. When will there be another promo code?
so yeah, I mean, I always like this question. We get it all the time, and it's because the industry has went down this road for so long. You see a lot of these firms, it's almost like they have a daily discount code, each day. Now, if you walk into a Verizon or a Home Depot or McDonald's, whatever stores in your country, there's not a 10% off discount every single day. That just makes no sense from a business standpoint. I think that what we've done is something very unique where we've actually priced it into our pricing already. So every day, essentially, at SPT is a discount. We have the cheapest prices in the industry for one of, or if not, in our opinion, the best platform. So you're getting the least expensive account for a top-notch, high-level platform already priced in there. So to offer discounts on top of that don't make a lot of sense. I think that we will certainly save discounts for rare occasions or special occasions like Alexis's birthday or Blake's birthday or Christmas or whatnot. But Father's Day, to jump back on the last question. But yeah, I think that going forward, you're going to see this industry as it evolves and as it grows change dramatically. And what you see right now with new firms, they have such a focus on growth and revenue. That's all it is revenue. But you can't sustain a company when you have huge revenue, but you don't have profitability. I mean, if you grow from 0 to 10 million, but your expenses grow from 0 to 11 million, that's not a good scenario. And that's what's happening. And I think some of these bigger firms that are plateauing, they're now focused on shoot, like we grew so big, but we're not profitable. We lose money, or several months we lose money out of the year. It's not a good situation to be in. And so I think with us pricing it in fixed, it's always easier to maintain a fixed cost and to plan around a fixed cost as it is a variable cost, right? So I think going forward, I'm not going to say we're never going to do discounts. We will for different occasions, but to have just random like every week, hey, here's 10%, here's 15%, here, whatever it is, that's just not going to be part of what we're doing. And I would reference and look at like an FTMO or my Forex funds. They seem to be doing just fine. And, they are an ultra professional firm. They have grown and substantially, and they are very well respected, and they don't have to offer the discount. So I think traders' mindset needs to get away from that because as the industry evolves, it will go away. I can assure you, it will dwindle down to just special occasions, if anything.
Awesome. And last question. This is an interesting one. Are you a father-son duo?
Oh, geez.
While Ryan does have a lot of great father roles in this industry, even and especially in this prop firm, he's not my dad, but he is actually a father, a very respectful one at
I'm still laughing at the question. I have a lot of gray hair, yes, but it's just the questions boggle my mind. No, if anything, I would think of Blake as a brother. If anything, yes, I am old. Everybody, thank you. I'm probably one of the older people in the industry, but I'm also seasoned. So I think that couples well with a lot of things that we're doing. And Blake and I have, a great father-son relationship. No, I'm kidding. We have a great relationship, on the business front. And yeah, so I think it's always a funny question. And whoever asked that was probably being facetious, I would say. But it's fine. It's all
Who
banter
knows?
and fun and games, right? I could be any CEO probably in the industry's father and here. So yeah, I think it's kind of funny.
I had to ask that one.
And by the way, I
Uh,
appreciate Blake making the point that he thinks I'm a good father because I do pride myself on that. Everybody, and I think everybody knows just based on Twitter and things. My family, my kids are number one most important thing in the world to me. But I'm very passionate about SBT and this industry as a whole. And so I really just integrate it in as to part of my personal life. I don't differentiate the difference with me and why I'm able to get so much done and why things are so fast and things I integrate and couple in as part of my personal life. It's all together for me. So I don't it's not like a business and personal. It's just one type of thing for me, and it works. I don't miss any of my kids' stuff, and I don't miss payouts, and I don't miss doing things with SBT either. So for me, it's been a good recipe, and for the company, it's been a good recipe, and I will continue to be a very heavily involved COO that has an open door policy and has direct contact with some of our traders and things like that.
Amazing. Yeah, I think that's so evident to our community. So thank you both for, putting so much time into making this the prop firm of the future. So if you loved this segment, let us know on social, and we can continue to do these on a weekly, monthly basis. So let us know.